Hi, everyone. So, fuck this week, fuck next week, also fuck last week. Um, Being in America fucking blows right now. I'm having one of those weeks where I'm just disgusted, grossed out by the evil that abounds in this damn country. Um, No offense to active service members or retired or like veteran, anything. No offense, but I am not one of those people that's proud of the fact that I served in the military. I'm not embarrassed by it, but I'm not proud. I'm not like, woo, America. Like, no. Yeah, I did my oath. I said all of that crap. I was just trying to get out of the prison that was my childhood. And I needed to be free from that. Then I found out I was in another prison. So I got out of that one. Thank goodness that one only lasted 5 years instead of 18, but still. Um, I do have respect for the military, but I'm not like, ugh. I think that we're given too much credit. I don't know. When people are like, thank you for your service, I hate that because, like, why are you thanking me? Like, I didn't want to fucking be there. I wasn't like trying to protect America. I was trying to protect my fucking mental health. Like, what the fuck? All I'm trying to say is, as much as I did not like that cult that I was in, I'm pretty disgusted that now the military in this country is being turned against the people. Like, I mean, it just gets better by the day. And I wonder, like, what would I do if I were in the military right now? Well, you know what? I wouldn't be. I would have gotten out, like, I don't know, 2016 when that dumb motherfucker, Evil Dick, had his first regime. I don't know. I would have probably gotten, but like, this is hypothetical. If I were still in the military right now, um, I would probably get a dishonorable discharge. I mean, I'm at the age now where like I could have already been retired from the military if I wanted to stay in. I would have already had my retirement a couple years ago, which is crazy because like being retired from something at 40 sounds weird to me. But I don't regret getting out after 5 years. Like I don't think I'd be in a good spot in my life if I stayed in for the full like 20 plus. But I would have gotten a dishonorable discharge because I would not have gone along with whatever the crap is going on in that military about sending troops to different states because there's protesting. Like, if you've been watching the news, you know what I'm talking about. This is pretty fucking gross. Um, and I would like to hope that there is a good portion of people in the military that are not okay with this and are not simply like following orders because that's what you've been brainwashed to do. Like, I don't know. I mean, the brainwashing didn't work that well on me because I almost got kicked out of the military for my fucking attitude. Um, so I wasn't that brainwashed. I would not have put up with this crap. Um, Like I'm seeing stuff on the news about like people in the National Guard, like because they deploy the National Guard to scare people when they're protesting, and like this is just they're using the military, all branches it seems, in some form or fashion, and on interviews on like TV, even like National Guard, like some people are like, yeah, I wish I didn't have to do this. Well, then fucking don't do it. Don't do it. Like, it's easy for me to sit here and say that, like, yeah, just why? Why are you just because you're in the military, National Guard, whatever, whatever, whatever. doesn't mean that you have to do what you're told. If you know that it is unethical and immoral, you don't have to do it. You're not supposed to do it. I don't care if you're in the military. I don't care if you took a fucking oath. Like, that oath was not like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and be okay with attacking my own people. Like, I don't know. I think that this whole government and system is just so fucking corrupt and stupid, and I'm just gonna, let me just make sure I didn't waste, okay, that was like 5 minutes. I'm just gonna move on from that. I'm just fucking disgusted. And I don't know. I know I get on here and I ramble about shit, and a lot of it's dumb, and hopefully, like, a lot of it's hopefully relatable in some way. But, you know, as ridiculous as I am on these episodes, like, don't get me wrong, I'm fucking pissed. I'm pissed at what's going on. And, like, one of the annoying things too is, oh, I wish we had scheduled kid visits better, because we have Madeline coming up tomorrow, and this Saturday in this stupid country is the No Kings Day, where all 50 states there's like, what is it now? Almost 2,000 scheduled protests around this country, because we have like a wannabe everything that's going to throw himself a little military parade tomorrow and celebrate his evilness, I suppose. And let's go ahead and waste some more money and like try to be like a wannabe Russia Putin bolt, like, I just, why? Why? Why is the military going along with this? Why are people just like, okay, yep, here's your fucking tanks that we're gonna roll on down the streets, or whatever they're gonna do? Because you can't roll tanks down the streets because they're gonna damage the fucking streets. So I don't know what's going on with that, but somebody's birthday is tomorrow, and he's gonna celebrate how wonderful of a dictator he is and how he's killing people and has killed people. And we have a kid that's coming up, and so me and Alicia cannot go to protest. And like, I want to go. Because I told her, I was like, damn it, we could be a part of history if we went to one of these. But we have Madeline coming up, and it's not like we can just change our minds when you have like visits with the kids scheduled, because you know how it is when you're a kid. Time is so slow, and you look forward to something to get told last minute you're not going to do it. That fucking blows. And we can't do it to this kid because she's got some daddy issues. Um, like, was it yesterday? Alicia just sent me a text that basically Madeline told like her dad, I don't want you in my life. Like, um, Alicia's sister has two kids by two different fathers. So Madeline, we've been waiting for it to happen because it's been getting pretty bad. Like, the dad is just useless, and he's traveling welder, among other things, and just a shitty father, doesn't see his daughter, and like Madeline's had enough of it, and they had like this big blowout, like, I guess it was yesterday or earlier today. So we're not gonna say no to her, and we're definitely not bringing her to any protests. And then Alicia and I had the thought that, like, well, if we left, but then we would both get arrested if there were arrests, because that's what's happening, is protesters are being arrested and detained, and doesn't make any sense to me. But basically, we can't risk, not that I think we're gonna go out there and like, try to get arrested or anything like that, but it's just, I don't want to have to call Alicia's sister and be like, hey, can you come all the way down to Syracuse and like bail us out and pick your kid up and go? I mean, the good news is she probably won't send her kids here anymore. That'll only be good news for me. Um, because then my space won't be invaded. But whatever. We're going to be with Madeline. We're not going to be doing the protests. I don't really like that. I wish I could go, but I'm just going to chalk it up to, like, it's not like we're not doing anything about anything, regarding this whole evil dick situation. And sometimes, like, I try to tell myself, well, maybe this is like just how it's going to be. Like, what if something does happen at one of the protests we may have gone to, and like we didn't go because we had Madeline, just so I try to think of like maybe it's for some sort of a reason. Anyways, sorry about rambling on that. Um, this week has been really, really weird. It's Friday. Last Saturday, I was watching UFC and I was just so excited about the card. And just a little disclaimer, I don't purchase these events to support Dana Fucktard, um, or any of the fighters that are like Dana Fucktard. Uh, I hope that my money goes toward the good, the good people. I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say? Anyways, I can't just not watch UFC because I'm obsessed with the sport. So anyways, I was really looking forward to it and I did watch it, but I woke up that day with this massive headache. Like, I don't know if it could be described as a migraine. I don't think so. It's just the worst headache I've ever had in my entire life. And then I started feeling nauseous. And I don't know if that was because of the pain. So basically, I spent a good chunk of like Saturday evening just fucking barfing. And trying to make my headache go away. Like, I was trying to keep Tylenol down, but I was like barf that up. I was running low on anti-nausea meds. That did not help. It was just a really shitty day um of barfing and having a massive headache. And then 2 days later, I had temperature issues, and I feel like do you get POTS flare ups? Is there such a thing, or is it just POTS forever? And like, I mean, is there flare ups with POTS or no, or is it just regular symptoms? Because I had temperature issues uh, a few days ago, and then the nausea, and I did more barfing. And what happens in your face when you barf or strain too hard? Like, is it blood vessels that break? Like, those spots you get around your eyes if you've like thrown up hard enough? Oh, I'm sorry. Is this like, I'm not trying to talk about like eating disorders or anything. I hope this doesn't like trigger anybody. I just probably should move on. Basically, I think I broke a lot of blood vessels in my face because there's spots all over my face from how hard I have to strain when I barf because nothing really comes up except like some dry heaving. And oh, that pizza, never mind. 12 minutes of this time. I'm gonna go ahead and move on. Okay, so next up, did I say who is autistic this week? Paul Rubens, but he's dead. I hope he knew he was autistic, but it didn't seem like it. I watched that documentary, that Pee Wee Herman documentary. I really liked it. I did not know about Paul Rubens like that. I don't know. It was a good documentary and another one of those where I'm like, yep, Paul Rubens, definitely autistic. So that was a good one if anybody wants to check that out. Um, what else was I gonna say? So Gigi from next door, I talked about her. I'm just lowering my voice because my window is open in my room and it faces like their front part of the house. So I don't, and they're always outside. Gigi's always outside. So anyways, um the other day the ring notification thing like for my ring camera went off on my phone, and so I looked at it and I'm in my room. Alicia's sitting in her room, which is by the front door, which is my old room, which is really the old living room. um I don't know why I said all that. And so I looked at the notification and I saw that it was Gigi from next door, the one where we mowed her lawn um last weekend. And so I texted Alicia and I was like, it's Gigi, because Alicia doesn't have the thing on her phone. So she doesn't know who's coming or going. She doesn't care about that stuff. So I just told her who it was so she would answer the door. And then I went out too because I didn't want to be rude. Gigi ended up bringing like homemade cookies, a Wegmans gift card, and what looks like a handmade card that said thank you and some stuff about being kind. And she wrote in there that it was helpful that we mowed for her. She really appreciated it. It sounds like she said Tom's back home, so I don't know what's going on with him, but it sounds like he's doing a lot better if he's home now because like he's got cancer. And then she was like super thankful. So like as she was like giving us these things, she was like, "Thank you, thank you, thank you very much. It was so helpful." And she did that thing again where she was like repeating everything. She's such a nice lady. Um, so that was unexpected. And then I told Alicia, I was like, no way she's not autistic because that is some shit that I would do. Because like if you think about it, I've mowed all kinds of yards throughout the years. Like I had a stretch where I was obsessed with mowing lawns for years. And I would just do Janice's big lawn, and then I'd go down to the end of the street and do Nadine's entire yard. And I would do her neighbor's yard. Like it was so ridiculous. And the most I got, not that I was looking for anything, like this was all free work. I was obsessed with mowing, and there was a time or two we would get a card from like Nadine's neighbors saying thank you very much. Um and like maybe some money or something from Janice. I don't even remember. I think I did that shit for free because I was just like, let me mow, let me mow. Our yard is too small. I need more grass. Let me mow. It was weird. But anyways, I've never had anybody make cookies, a homemade card, and bring a gift card just for mowing for like 15 minutes tops. Now, if that's not autistic, I don't know what is because that's some shit that I would do. Anyways, um, and don't take this the wrong way, but and I told Alicia when Gigi left, I was like, that's so nice. That was like such a nice thing that she did, and I really genuinely mean that. However, I did not eat the cookies because I'm not sure of the state of the home, and I don't eat food that I don't know how it was prepared and what the lifestyle is like. So I just gave the bag of cookies to Alicia. I was like, go for it. I was like, you can have the gift card too because I don't know how to use those things. Like I do, but I don't care to be bothered with it. And then I said, I hope that they don't confuse like friendly with friends because I don't need any friends. And Alicia's like, oh, stop it. And I was like, hey, I'm serious. Friendly and friends are not the same thing. And I just hope that we remain friendly with them. That's all. Um, I know that probably sounded rude, but it's just how I feel. Um, anything else going on? So remember, like if you were listening to some episodes past, Alicia had this thing with this rash. Well, guess what? The rash is back. Long story short, she's had this shit going on for like a week and a half now. She's got some spots back. It's not nearly as bad as it was before, but we don't know why it's back. And basically, she's doing what I would do, and I don't want her to do it. She's been hoping that this rash will just go away on its own. Like, that's her rationale. And she's like the logical one in this marriage, okay? It's not me, it's her. She's very logical thinking. I'm very emotion mind. It clashes sometimes, but we balance each other out. But, anyways, I was like, I just sat down in front of her and I was like, I took her hands. I was like, listen to me. This rash is not going to magically go away. It's been over a week. It's been getting worse by my eyes. Um, and she was like, I don't want to go to the doctor and have to deal with that shit again and pay another copay. And I'm like, yeah, nobody ever wants to deal with that stuff. But like, you're like, she's so irritated by that rash, and I don't blame her. But her irritation's affecting me, and it's bringing the mood down sometimes. And because life, it's always about me. And and I told her, I mean, I didn't tell her it was all about me, but I said, like, you not doing anything about this affects me too, because, like, plus this doesn't make any sense to me. Like, it's not disappearing. Your thinking is not going to make it disappear unless you're Dr. Joe Dispenza and, like, you do that kind of thinking. Anybody who knows Dr. Joe knows what I'm talking about. I was like, then maybe you could make it disappear that way if you did Dr. Joe Dispenza kind of thinking. Um, but it doesn't look like you're doing any kind of thinking that's making this rash go away. So you need to call the dermatologist or your doctor and get another referral. Whatever the fuck you need to do, I'll go with you. Schedule it at 9 o'clock in the morning. I'll get up. Whatever. She hasn't done it yet. you know, because she doesn't want to go. And it's so frustrating being on the receiving end of that because, like, I get that. I've done that before. It's just weird the dynamics you find yourself in when you're in a marriage. Like, it's almost like this weird, strange, like, oh, I don't even want to say it, but like, whoa, like, there's like a parent child dynamic playing out in your marriage. I know that sounds fucking weird, but do you know what I mean? And it's like sometimes like I am the I don't want to go. And she has to be the responsible one, like, no, you're going, So, like, I'm having to be the responsible one, and I don't feel like for being fucking responsible. And I'm like, wow, you're so stubborn. There's nothing I can do to make you go. So I'm just going to have to hope that, like, you come to your senses. Like, so that's going on. Um, Last but not least, where am I at with time? Okay. I have an internet daddy now. Who knew? Who knew that I needed a father figure? Not me. So I've talked before about how Janice is like my adopted mom and she knows she is. So when Mother's Day rolls around, I celebrate Janice, not the bio mom who popped me out of her cooter. Like, I don't need her anymore. She's not to be celebrated. Janice is, because Janice has been more of a mother to me than like my bio mom has been. So it never once. Oh, and then Janice's sister Nadine is Alicia's adopted mom. Did that make sense? Yeah. Did I say Janice is my bio mom? She's not. By the way, it's like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I woke up like 2 hours ago on 4 hours of sleep. So that's what this sounds like. But anyways, where was I going with that? Oh, so Alicia and I joked over the years, like how we both have adopted moms, but not once did we ever consider an adopted father because her father is just a dick that has not, like, she has nothing to do with him. He's just a dick. And I have nothing to do with my father. It never crossed my mind to find an adopted father. Probably because, like, mine was just there, but not like there. You know what I mean? So I guess I never thought that. But anyways, so there's this person that I've been talking to for like months now, and I view him as a fatherly figure. And we recently talked about this. I won't name names because you don't do that. Um, but anyways, like, this person is an older gentleman, and he's very wise, and so he has a lot of smart things to say that are very helpful. And basically I've been viewing him as kind of like this like fatherly figure without even kind of like really knowing it. Does that make sense? And then um he had said something about, this is so embarrassing because this person might be listening to this, but basically, like, he had said that he felt like kind of like he's a fatherly figure to me. And I was like, oh my God, yes, because I feel the same way. But I was afraid to say that because I thought that would sound weird. So it's great that you said it because now I don't feel weird. But it's just like, oh, this is great. Like, I have an internet daddy now that I didn't know I needed. Um, and it's nice to have an internet dad. Maybe we'll meet in real life one day. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. But like, I will take my parents where I can get them, and the bio ones didn't work out. So I'm very grateful to have somebody who's like a father figure who like wise things to say and can like just has lived a lot of life that I haven't lived necessarily yet, and is like all kinds of like patience sometimes, like has the kind of qualities I hope to develop as I get older, because I really need more patience with just everything. And sometimes I react too much for my emotions, but like, doesn't most people? I don't know. And so it would be nice to have like more of a logical way of thinking like he does, in my opinion. But anyways, um if you're listening, I appreciate you a lot. And what time am I at now? I don't even know what I just said for 25 minutes, 24 minutes. I hope nobody's listening. Unless this was helpful in some way, then yes, thank you for listening. Whatever is relatable in this episode, you're welcome. You know, that's what I'm here for. 278 episodes later, like, look what this has turned into. I wonder, like, no, I'm not going to say that out loud. Okay, so anyways, I'm just going to go. Thank you for listening. Wish me luck with like the child. If anybody is listening in real time, like probably not very many, but just like be safe. You know, whenever you're listening to this, when you're protesting, just be safe when you're out there. Um, I don't know where that came from. That just popped into my mind and I felt like I needed to say it. Oh my God. Gotta go. Hold on. I'm trying to think. Is there anything else I needed to say? Nope. Okay. Thanks for listening. And by the way, like, shoot me a comment or an email and be like, hey, can you talk about this or talk about that or anything? I will do it. Anything. Because, like, this brain has no ideas. Basically, this is just like a recording of my fucking life. Um, and I really hope it's relatable. And I'm still waiting from some emails from people or some comments from past episodes about things that I asked for comments on that I haven't gotten yet. You know who you are. That's all of you listening. So somebody better leave me a comment on any of those things that I talked about before. Thanks. Bye.